Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm of course joined by my roommate and fellow internet superstar, Joe. Say hi, Joe. He just got done doing a cameo for the fanfiction critic. Love you. Anyway, it's Thursday night. You know what that means? Time for some Impact Wrestling. Last week was kind of a step up for him. Can they do a little bit better this week? I got my notes. Let's get started. We start off with some backstage footage a backstage segment between Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff was talking about the Bound for Glory series, which is a series of wrestling matches where 12 of the hottest up-and-coming superstars and a few older ones will be competing in a series of matches. Depending on when you win, you get points. The top four contenders will face off at Bound for Glory, and that winner will face the world champion. Now, Eric knew that Jeff Jarrett wanted to be in this series, but unfortunately for him, due to his contract that he made last week with Kurt Angle, he will not be participating. So he'll be going to Mexico. So anyway, Eric comes out, and he talks about Sting. He calls out Sting. Sting comes out, batshit crazy. Apparently, whatever crazy juice R-Truth has been drinking, I think Sting stuck a little sips of it. And they start talking, and Sting pretty much says that he's pretty much batshit crazy, and he'll do whatever the fuck he wants. Bischoff makes a match for him tonight, him against Abyss. But before he gets down to that, Sting decides that he needs to get in Eric's face and proceeds to beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Hits him with the Scorpion Death Drop, then paints a smile and with some paint on his face, doing his best Joker impression. "Why so serious, Eric?" Locks him in the Scorpion Death Lock. And I'm wondering, where the fuck is Immortal in all this? Guess even they don't want to fuck with crazy. First match of the night, and the match of the Bound for Glory series that's advertised tonight. It will be Bully Ray versus Scott Steiner. Now, these are two guys who are already talking an enormous amount of shit, and for what it was worth, this match was pretty entertaining. There was a lot of back and forth action. The two, like Taz says, that both of them are physical, but deep down their styles couldn't be more different. Scott Steiner's offense is more collegiate wrestling based, while Bully Ray's is just a straight up street fighter. It was a pretty good back and forth match with a lot of shit talking in the middle of it. That's why I really enjoy it. The finish comes when the ref takes a bump. Scott puts Bully in the Steiner recliner. He tries to get the ref up, but Bully clotheslines him with his chain while the ref's back was turned. 1, 2, 3. Bully Ray takes 7 points. By the way, 7 points is how much each victory costs. Next up, Miss Tessmacher and Velvet Sky take on Jackie and ODB. This was not really a match to get really behind. This was a piss break match. I mean, seriously, I went to go take a piss. You could skip it if you want, but ODB and Jackie win. Next up, the second match of the Bound for Glory series, tag match. The undefeated Crimson, which I still don't buy, and Matt Morgan versus Beer Money. And yes, Robert Roode is participating, even though he's got a little bad wing. This is a nice, very competitive matchup. Not one of the best tag matches you'll ever see, but it's very competitive. All of them want that one pin. I mean, because they stated before, even though this is a tag match, whoever gets the pin gets those 7 points. And in this series, points matter, because the more wins you have, the more points you get. And whoever has in the top 4 point earners, they go to Bound for Glory to face each other. But anyway, in the end, what is this? No, wait, I made a mistake here. Crimson and Matt Morgan win, with Matt Morgan picking up the pin and him thus picking up the points. Next up, AJ Styles comes out with a major announcement. He talks about Destination X which is the next up-and-coming pay-per-view, which will be focused solely on the X division. Don't fuck this up, TNA. AJ goes even so far as to say that since this is about the X division, it will feel more at home with a 6-sided ring. So if you haven't heard, you heard it here first. The 6-sided ring will be returning at Bound for Glory. Hopefully they'll keep it around a little bit longer, because 6-sided ring's awesome. Then Samoa Joe comes out, and he says that while AJ Styles is the heart of the X division, Samoa Joe gave it his balls because, well, he pretty much ran through the X division for a year and a half, pretty much, during his undefeated streak. And he suggests that for the main event for Destination X should be one that the fans wanted to see again. Then Christopher Daniels comes out and says, and completely agrees, and says it should be AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, one-on-one, Swerve. And Joe is completely livid how they could leave him out. And the body language says it all. Daniels has completely X'd Samoa Joe out of the equation. And who would blame him? Joe has been a shell of his former self, while AJ and Chris have been putting on some great matches. So yeah, it's official. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, main event at Destination X. Backstage, Kazarian talks to Daniels about this. Joe comes up from behind and they get into a talking to him, and then Joe hits Kazarian in the back of the head. Now, if this was the real Joe instead of this guy in a fat suit, he would have killed Daniels and AJ for just even ignoring him. Next up, we have our X Division qualifying match with 3 unknowns. 1, 2, 3. 3 unknown X Division superstars. First time they've ever appeared in the Impact Zone. They are Dakota Darso, Federico Pausielsis, or whatever, and Zema Eon. Now, fun little fact, Dakota Darso is the son of Brian Darso. If the name doesn't ring a bell, he is one half of one of the greatest tag teams in professional wrestling history, Demolition. That's right, his father was Smash. Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, this was what to expect from an X Division match. A lot of high flying, a lot of great spots. All 3 of these guys looked incredible out there. But there was one spot where Zema Eon went for a corkscrew moonsault, but only got Federico, but didn't get Darso, but Darso still fell down afterwards. Let's make it Botchamania. In the end, the end came with Zema Eon hitting a 450 splash on top of Darso, advancing to face Austin Aries. Next week, we'll have another X Division match with some veterans. RVD talks about how he should be involved in Destination X because he was X Division before there was an X Division. And right behind him he appeared the pioneer of the X Division, Jerry Lynn. It's a win right there. Next up, Mickie James versus Winter. Street fight. Another piss break match. Winter wins with the help of Angelina Love. Who cares? Last match, main event time. Abyss versus I can't say evil fucker. He's crazy fucker Sting. And Sting pretty much shows off how crazy he is by attacking Abyss during the ring announcement. And it was just Sting just pretty much was beating the crap out of Abyss, just bouncing him all over the ring. At one point towards the end, Abyss goes to the Art of War. He actually has a copy of the book Art of War by Sun Tzu, and starts looking for ways to beat Sting. He's like, "Nah, I'll beat him this way." He goes into his jacket and pulls out a glove covered in barbed wire. Because with Abyss, you always have to have barbed wire. It's always good for her. He just threatens Sting with it. I'm surprised the ref hasn't done anything, but then of course the refs in TNA are dumbasses. Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop, goes for the pin, but Abyss kicks out. And he's like, ooh, glove with barbed wire. Let's see how this works. Yes. So you like to play with barbed wire, do you, Abyss? Let's show you how we do things. Hits him. Match ends with a DQ. But that doesn't stop Sting from beating Abyss bloody. Anderson comes out to confront him, and he looks totally serious, while Sting is just laughing at him gleefully. He says, "Look what you did to me, Anderson. Look what you unleashed." And just starts beating Abyss bloody. And so Impact ends with that. My thoughts? This was a good episode of Impact. Can't believe I'm just saying that. There were the promos were at least a little bit decent. The matches were solid, save for the knockouts matches, which are piss break matches. I enjoy crazy fucker Sting a whole lot. I like where he's going and beating up Eric Bischoff. I can always get behind that. And Bully Ray and Steiner's match was surprisingly more entertaining than I thought it would be. The Bound for Glory series is shaping up to be quite well, as long as they don't fuck it up. And the X Division match was great, building up young, unknown talent. So that was Impact, and it was something to clear my palate, just something to clear my palate from that crap that we had, Power to the People, that we had Monday night. I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't care for it. They just thought the WWE thought the fans were morons, and that's never good. But anyway, that's Impact. Tune in tomorrow night when I review WWE SmackDown. What will be Christian's response to not winning the WWE title, and will he get a rematch? We'll see. Also, tune in tomorrow as episode 2 of Ask Joe will premiere. Remember, if you have any questions for Joe, leave them at the bottom of the page, and he'll get to you. Alright, until then, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe, saying goodnight, and wrestle on.